So I was very happily and calmly working on my new semester classes, two psychology, one music, and one health. And the health one has to do with reducing stress. How did I know that was going to be a great course to sign up for in my last semester at Rowan? Anyway, you guys seeing this? I mean, I really didn't say much lately because of just the cognitive dissonance of why is this increasingly disturbed individual allowed to continue going on saying the unhinged and dangerous things that he's been saying? Where are you, Congress? I mean, Democrats are not really taking the lead the way they should. They are, I don't know if they're quaking in their boots or what, waiting for something else to happen. But the butt kissing uh, Republicans in the House and in the Senate, they don't seem to have they don't seem to have a bottom. They're just continuing to go down, go down, go down, go down, long after they should have been saying something. The convicted felon is not only evil and amoral, he's also very mentally disturbed, cognitively and emotionally. You believe this shit about Greenland? Greenland? And the continuing ice atrocities across the country. It's Minnesota is the prime focus right now, but there are detainees that are dying across the country. It's not just Minnesota. Well, what got me going was I happened to be going past Ted's office and I heard something about Governor Newsom being held hostage and not being allowed to enter the USA House in Davos, Switzerland. I know he went there at the beginning of the conference and had already spoken or was scheduled to speak again. He was calling out the European countries for this year of appeasement that they tried with the convicted felon. Well, you can't appease a tyrant. I mean, history, what happened with Hitler being appeased by the Vichy government, by Neville Chamberlain? Failure, epic failure. But the thing is, I wasn't sure that Governor Newsom was the person that should say that, and that's because what in the fuck have we been doing? We have an obviously disturbed man in the White House who is completely unfit to be in office. And we have two different recourses. There's impeachment because a lot of the things he's done has been unconstitutional and illegal, um, including the unhinged things that he's been saying lately. And the second thing that we have is we have Amendment 25. And in Amendment 25, the president can be removed if he is unfit to complete the duties of the office. And this is right where we are. You know what the problem is? It has to be the vice president and the cabinet to move forward with Amendment 25. They ain't going to do it. They are too busy up the man's butt. They don't care or they're too scared. But still, I mean, come on, America. Something should have been done about this problem a long time ago. And this continuing deterioration, I really think, has got to do with all of the stress and pressure of the Epstein files. There must be some awful stuff in in those files. Okay, well, here's the thing about Governor Governor Newsom. Okay, so he was supposed to go into this place called the USA House. Apparently, this is where the World Economic Forum is being held, and where all of these countries are in representation. So there are not ice goons, I'm sorry, but there are all kinds of convicted felon goons that are refusing to allow Governor Newsom to go into the building. And he's been posting, I guess he's been showing some images of what's going on. It's freaking nuts. It's crazy. This is not the United States. This is Nazi Germany. It's, come on, people. I mean, I hardly even know what to say anymore because all of it is so unhinged. And the most disturbing thing of all is the fact that we cannot get anybody in government to stop this guy. And he's dangerous. He's got the codes. I mean, frankly, I think everybody ought to be out on the streets by now. And I know there are countries around the world that are wondering, what the heck is wrong with you Americans? How come you're not all out, yelling and screaming about this? Well, we're at a point where we should be. It can't be mass protests once every 3 months. There are steadfast protesters that show up some almost every day. Some show up on the weekends in places around the country, especially Minnesota, where it is cold, and there are other states where it is cold, and people still show up. Ted and I were showing up, and now we have a couple of health issues going on, but that doesn't mean that I'm not calling, and it doesn't mean that I'm not calling and emailing, signing petitions, and blogging when I had the time. I don't really have the time to do this now, but I am, because this is important. What is what what's the point of me going to school? What's the point of me tutoring if we're just going to ascend into a pathological dictatorship? And by pathological, I'm talking about it's cancerous. This would be a cancerous dictatorship. It would kill off a lot of people who don't need to die. It's got to stop. It really has got to stop. And I'm just going to go ahead and post this, and then later on, if I can, I'll come back and I will add links to some of the newsletters that I have not yet had a chance to read. This can't stand anymore, people. It really can't. Governor Newsom, I hope that somehow you can figure out a backdoor way to get into this building. Because it is absolutely appalling that you're being prevented. Stay safe, everybody.